In the darkest corners of war-torn Fallujah, there exists a place so sinister, so chilling, that even the bravest of soldiers tremble at the mention of its name. But be warned, what you're about to hear will send shivers down your spine and leave you questioning the very nature of reality about a hell house deep in the forest. I was stationed there as a high-ranking U.S. Marine official in Fallujah, Iraq. Our mission was to patrol the area for possible threats, as we had received intel about the presence of explosive mines. We were prepared for anything, or so we thought. But this time, something eerie was waiting for us there in the dense forest. We ventured into the outskirts of the city, where the dense forest loomed over the horizon. The stifling heat gave way to a damp and humid atmosphere as we entered the lush green canopy. Our senses were heightened as we listened intently for any sign of trouble. The dense foliage provided the perfect cover for potential threats, and we knew we needed to stay vigilant. It wasn't long before we stumbled upon the first of the explosive mines. They were carefully concealed, almost invisible to the naked eye. But we were skilled in detecting and disarming such threats, and we went about our task with practiced precision. But as we continued deeper into the forest, we couldn't shake the feeling that we were being watched. A sudden rustling in the bushes caught our attention, and we prepared for a possible ambush. But what emerged from the undergrowth was nothing as we'd ever seen before. A creature, half animal and half alien structure, stood before us. Its tall, lanky frame was covered in a slick metallic exoskeleton, and its face, though bearing traces of an earthly creature, had an otherworldly quality that sent shivers down our spines. We hesitated for a split second before instinct kicked in, and we opened fire on the creature. Bullets ricocheted off its metallic hide, but we continued to unload our weapons, determined to bring them down. The creature let out a guttural scream as it staggered and finally collapsed to the ground. We cautiously approached its lifeless body, our hearts pounding in our chests. The sight of the creature, even in death, was a chilling one. Its eyes stared blankly into the sky, and the metallic exoskeleton seemed to fuse with its flesh in a way that defied all scientific understanding. We couldn't make sense of what we were seeing, but we knew that we had to secure the body and bring it back to base. We carefully wrapped the creature in a tarp and loaded it into a vehicle, all the while feeling as though we were being watched. The eerie silence of the forest seemed to close in on us, and we couldn't shake the nagging feeling that we were not alone. We hurried back to base, eager to put as much distance between us and that strange, mysterious creature as possible. Once back at base, we were met by a team of scientists and government officials who immediately took possession of the creature's body. They whisked it away to a top-secret lab somewhere in the U.S., and we were debriefed on the incident. We were instructed not to speak of what we had seen, as the matter was considered highly classified. The days turned into weeks, and the incident faded into a distant memory. But the images of that creature and the questions surrounding its existence haunted us. Despite my retirement, I still had connections within the military, and I used them to keep tabs on the developments surrounding the creature. Every now and then, I would receive snippets of information, but nothing that could provide any definitive answers. I couldn't help but feel that the powers that be were keeping something from us, something monumental. We scoured through classified documents, interviewed retired scientists, and followed leads that took us to the darkest corners of the earth. We faced countless obstacles and setbacks, but we pressed on, driven by an insatiable need for the truth. The Fallujah encounter had marked the beginning of a new era, one where the lines between reality and the unknown would blur and merge. And though our journey had been a treacherous and perilous one, we knew that it was only the beginning. For now, the world remained blissfully ignorant of the secrets that lay hidden just beyond the veil of perception. But the truth, as they say, has a way of making itself known, and when that day came, we would be ready. So if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share your thoughts.